want to make sure this is going before I get going. It's not looking like it. This is ridiculous. There we go. Are we live now? Oh, hey, I think we're actually live now. But for some reason it says number 2. I can't figure that out. I thought I just fixed that. Oh, hey, looky there. We're actually going. All right. So, guys, what's going on? Here's the deal. So, the reason I'm doing a game night tonight, I sat down to do the podcast and my computer is crashing on me. I shouldn't say crashing. My web camera doesn't want to work. So, I can't record my podcast tonight to have it out for tomorrow night. So, since there won't be a podcast this week, I figured I'm going to take this time and sit down and do a game night. And I was going to do Lego Force Awakens. Hey, AAMJ's watching. What's going on, brother? I was going to do Lego Force Awakens, and for some reason, it would not let me broadcast it at all. I restarted my PlayStation. I did all kinds of other stuff to it, trying to get it to go, and it wouldn't. And as soon as I dropped in Jedi Fallen Order, I had no problem. So maybe it has something to do with the game. I don't know. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to stream Force Awakens. So screw it. Let's do some Jedi Fallen Order for a little while. I've got a couple of friends from Texas driving up right now that's going to spend the weekend with us also. So let's do this for more than an hour. Let's just play for an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever. Let's just see where we get to. So to be honest, I'm not going to lie. I really wanted to play this again anyway tonight. So I'm pretty sure I was on Bogano landing pad last time we left off. So let's get going, man. I apologize there's not going to be a podcast this week. I was really looking forward to it. Especially I want to talk about this Kathleen Kennedy thing, kind of taking a step back and trying to figure out where Star Wars is going to go. I really want to talk about that with you guys. But also, hey, I got some news for you guys. On the last game night I did an announcement right after that on Facebook Live, and the mobile app is finally up where you guys can use it, but not in the way I want it to be. I'm having some issues with Google. It's always something, right? If it's not one thing, it's something else. But I'm having some problems with Google trying to get it live. So if you guys go to the Facebook page for the Star Wars Canon Podcast, and you go to the website for the page, there's a long, weird-looking website there. It starts with like app.buildfire or something like that. Click on that app, and that app or that link will take you to like an in-browser version of the app, almost like a mobile website at this point that you guys are free to use. It's behind, I think, like 2 weeks, so bear with me until Sunday. Sunday I'm going to sit down and get everything put together for it and get it all caught up. Because there's no paywall on the mobile app now, all I ask is if you guys enjoy it, let me know. I'm going to put a donate button on there. Just, donate $1 or $2, just something to help keep it going, and it'll be greatly appreciated. It really will. So if you guys like it, head on over there, check that out, and I'll have that button on there before the end of the weekend. So let's switch this lightsaber up a little bit before we get going, because I was thinking about this, and I don't think I like this saber very much. I thought about trying to replicate sabers from the films, but I don't think I'm going to do that, because I think I have a wacky idea, and go with me on this for just a second. I do indeed believe maybe it's not the one I want to do, but that is not the one I meant to. That's the one I thought I was getting. Let's get this thing put together real quick before we get going. Let's see. I don't like that end piece, how it's all shattered like that. It kind of sucks the way it's all put together like that right now, but I guess it is what it is. Right? I like the Kashyyykian metal too, and I like the leather wraps. We'll just do a leather wrap for now. And we'll just stick with... Where's the... I thought chromium was on here. There's bronzium. I could have sworn chromium. Oh, there it is. Chromium. We'll do that. Alright. Let's get going. I think we were heading to... Where were we going next? I don't remember. Oh, I think we're going to Zepho. So on to Zepho. Here we go. Sucks you can't run through your own ship. I guess it's not your own ship, though, is it? Makes sense.
Wonder where we should go next.
We'll save Dathomir for later, because Dathomir scares the shit out of me. So we'll go to we'll go to Zepho. I love going to Dathomir.
Our great
Damn it, it
military
scares
is dedicated to enforcing the laws of the Empire, yielding to no one who seeks to destroy our galactic harmony.
You hear that garbage?
Turn it off, please.
Lying imps. Do you think anyone buys this junk?
Too many on the core worlds.
Yeah, there's
Their
some.
daily lives haven't changed much since the Empire took over.
Oh, come on. Some of them have been richer than before. Not like the expendable
It's so
worlds.
cool the way these
Not like
loading screens
Laterra.
work.
And as long as the Emperor keeps the right people happy, it'll never stop.
Is that?
That's why we need the Jedi.
Okay, that's
Then we better
reflections
get
of
this
what's
hollow
behind
thing
me.
fast.
Kind of looks like stalactites off in the distance, right there next to Grease's head, doesn't it? What is that?
Get over here, kid. We're about to land.
You guys see that reflection right there on Grease's side of the viewport? What? What would be making that? Huh. Looks like a cave, doesn't it? Hell if I know.
Think of a storm brewing down there. This might not be the best time to land.
Something strange. Those winds are interfering with our comms.
Hey, Cordova mentioned something about peace in the eye of the storm. Well, I can just make out a settlement in the
I'm glad
middle.
he picked up on that,
Then we
because every
have
time
to
I play
get
this,
there.
I forget that he says that.
Copy that.
Grease is, I mean, totally looks like he's out of the zone.
Oh. Couple bumps ain't gonna kill you, kid. Unless the wind picks up. Can you tell that bucket of balls to keep his opinion to himself?
I'm sure everything's under control.
It's under control. It's just a little tricky.
I think they wrote Grease very well. I love him as a character.
Okay.
Oh, it's
hold
not
on,
that
hold
bad
on,
now.
hold on.
You're in the eye of the storm. You're fine, Grease.
Oh,
Such a drama queen.
perfect land. Easy money, baby.
But I'm still getting a lot of
Should have said another
interference on
happy
the
landing,
comms.
shouldn't he?
It's gonna take me a minute to get them back up.
I'll search for signs of Cordova in the meantime.
Good. I'll be in touch once I crack this.
All right, let's get out there. I think Zepho is one of the most fun worlds to kind of walk
Cal,
around on.
Over
What?
here.
What? Didn't I? We just like
You did
went...
good work on Bogano.
All right.
The more information we gather on Cordova and the Zepho, the closer we'll get to stopping the Empire.
I've heard of ancient cultures, but don't know much about them.
I only knew that Cordova was obsessed with the Zepho, believing their teachings to be important. I, too, was intrigued by the mysteries of our galaxy. You better get moving. There's a
Thank
lot to learn here.
A lot to do.
Good luck.
I got a to-do list. Like
Hold that thought.
Crazy. Yeah, there you go. Hold that thought. You know what we need to do, too? And I didn't get a chance to do it earlier. We need to give Beatty a paint job. What do you guys think? Kind of like that one. That one's alright, I guess. All black is just too depressing. That's straight Joker, isn't it? Let's see. Oh, hey, you know what? We'll just do blue leader. Or, that looks kind of cool, too. Yeah, we'll do that one. We'll do the construction version of BD1, I guess. Be easier to see him on the ground when he's running around. We gotta go this way. I feel like the level layout on this game is just so cool. Especially when you start looking at the map of like Zepho and how everything's connected, how close you are to everything in just one little area. It's crazy how it's all so close to each other and you don't realize it while you're going through it.
Watch out, BD. Don't look friendly.
Okay.
I'll check it out.
Stormtroopers.
Cal, can you hear me?
The Empire. They found Zepho.
If they were following the Mantis, we would have been swarmed already.
That's true.
Could they be looking for the tombs?
Let's hope not. Just got our comms working. I'll try the same workaround to crack into theirs.
Kind of sounds like sequel, quote-unquote, trilogy movie, doesn't it? Oh, crap. Good? Is that everything? Looks like everything. Alright. I think... Isn't there a Force Essence thing back here? Or something? I thought there was something back here, isn't there? Or, if you've already collected everything, is it not going to be here on New Journey Plus? I don't know. I've never really explored a whole lot in New Journey Plus. Oh, wait. Yeah, there's an echo back here.
Mother used this fabric to keep her child warm. They were on the run from something.
What's that force power called that he's got? Psychometry or something like that? It's an interesting force power. Oh, I guess I do still need to get these, don't I? I'm not getting any of the lightsaber parts or anything. I think all the chests are already open, but I do need these.
Wait, can you carry more? Thanks, BD1.
Alright. Well, that'll save my ass in the long run, probably. Well, let's go see what kind of stuff and things we can get into. What do you think gives people certain special force powers? I don't know. That's it's an interesting question. They've never really talked about anything like that. I just personally, like I said, I don't have anything to back this up. But personally, I guess it could be something along the lines of, I mean, certain talents. I mean, you know, you've got people who, you know, in the real world who are good singers or good artists, or, you know, they're good at public speaking. They just have these natural abilities that not everybody necessarily has, and I guess maybe force abilities could be along the same lines. I do know that they've kind of explained the force as kind of a doorway now. Like, the more you open the door, the more that comes in. So maybe certain people are tuned to different abilities or different aspects of the force. That'd be my best guess. It sounds smart. I mean, I guess. I mean, to me it sounds smart. It sounds like it makes sense. So I guess. I hope that answers your question. I know it probably doesn't, but I guess it kind of answers it for me, though, because that's a really good point. Hey! Not say you can shoot them. No, you don't. I love how they freak out when they realize they're completely outnumbered. I love that. Oh man, does anybody watching speak, or can they read the Abrish or Aberish, however you say it? Because I can't. I can't read it, so I don't even know what that says right now. I have no idea. This is a gorgeous planet. And, like, when you come around the corner, you don't realize it right off the bat, but, like, right over there is that giant Zepho statue, that tomb. All the way over there. Hi, boys.
Time to shine.
Alright. We're gonna do this. Let's be spectacular about it.
Jedi spotted. Watch where you're shooting!
That was a little too easy. Jump Rocks is watching. How's it going, man? How many times have you played this?
The Empire just
so I did
wanted
one
this land.
playthrough on like the normal difficulty, just to kind of get through the story, so I could do a review for it, and then I played through it one other time so that I could get to the New Journey Plus, and that's what I'm doing now is the New Journey Plus.
Stop! Intruder!
There's still trophies I'm missing on it too, so I felt like maybe trying to go back and get some of those as well, but oh, we gotta go this way.
I see you!
Uh-huh.
We'll win easy.
Oh yeah?
He's hit.
Alright.
Tracking the target.
Really? Jeez, what the heck?
Try dodging that.
Why is my
Let's bring this fight to the enemy.
bumper wasn't working?
Missed him. Got a hit on the target.
What the heck? Why is my...
Move up.
That button works just fine. There we go, there it goes.
Those reinforcements are on the way. You're going down.
Maybe my control... what do you hope to see in the event, in the eventual sequel? Hopefully my controller working better than it is now.
Time for a stim.
In the sequel, let's see. So if they... Oh, you want to see more of Vader? Yeah, so Vader's going to have to be there more in a sequel. Now that Vader knows he's out there and that he got away, he's not going to let him go. So there's going to be more Vader in the next one. I'm hoping that for the sequel, they take some risks and...
Where are you taking us?
Really delve into some
The
more
Empire's
character
forced the
development
villagers from
with
their
Cal.
homes,
I wouldn't even mind seeing
refugees,
him
shipped off to
struggling,
work
not
camps,
necessarily turn to the dark side,
or worse.
which would be cool, but I mean actually see him struggling with it more and realizing that yeah, it's an easier path and you know, being tempted by it more and more, because he wasn't really tempted by the dark side a lot in this game, except for what was his name, the guy on Dathomir. I can't think of his name right now, the old guy. And he just said no, but it was because he was the bright-eyed, you know, no, this is wrong, and, you know, kind of attitude, but I want to see him, like, actually tempted by the dark side. You know, Vader actually giving him the ultimatum. You know what I mean? Malicos, that was his name, thank you. I kept wanting to say Magnus, but that's the lightsaber parts that you get from it. Hey. Yeah, Malicos, that was it. I mean, he tried to get him to turn, but... And I guess even Vader kind of gave him an... gave him an option. But, I guess really he just gave him the option to surrender.
Sir, permission to speak freely. Granted. Do you think we'll be stationed on this backwater forever?
Our duty is to secure all worlds for the Empire. To do that,
Let's see here. There isn't an option to donate. I'm assuming you're talking about the mobile app? Are you talking about the mobile app or the stream? I mean, well, which part are you talking about? Because if you're talking about the mobile app, I'll have that on there Sunday. That'll be on there. I'll put a PayPal button on there to be able to donate on there. Nobody else back here? Oh, that's already open. Okay. Well, guess we're going up to the save point. I think I have a skill point I need to use anyway. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, let's use that skill point. Jump Rock says, I think it would be interesting for him to end up turning, but Cal has too much restraint, I think. Yeah, he's, oh, I got 2 skill points. He is the, like I said, he's got that, like, bright-eyed, like, the Jedi can do no wrong kind of, mentality. And it's easy for him to turn, but that's what I'm talking about. I want to see him actually faced with a situation where it's either turn or, you know, maybe the people he cares about are going to be hurt or something along those lines. You know what I mean? Where it actually causes him to actually take a step back and go, do I need to do this? And I want to see that conflict in somebody. That's how characters grow. You know, in my opinion, that's how characters grow, when they're confronted with conflict and decisions that have these giant repercussions on not just them, but on the people around them also. And that's the kind of stuff I want to see with Cal, because I care about Cal as a character. I care about where he's been. Like, his Order 66 is one of my favorite ones so far, his version of it, because he was so young and he was, you know, he had that innocence about him. Every time he's like, yes, master, you know, he just had that child innocence to him. So that's the reason I like his Order 66 so much, and I want to see him grow more as a character. I'd love to see him pop up in more mediums than just these games also, but, you know, if they left him in the games and just let him have those, that'd be cool. I'd be all right with that. Oh, you're talking about on mobile. Yeah, I'm going to put a donate button on the mobile app on Sunday when I update everything and get... Because right now there's a list on the app. I'm going to call it the mobile website for now, but the app for upcoming canon, and some of those items at the top are out now, and I just need to move those over and put them on the timeline. And I think there's a couple things I need to tweak with the timeline. Just add some years in on comics and stuff like that. But when I do all that, I'm also going to add the donate button also. AAMJ says, we have a great actor for Cal. It wouldn't be hard at all to see him somewhere else. You're right, it wouldn't be. You could bring him into something live action. We don't know the rest of his story yet. You know, I mean, I know what people are instantly going to say. Have him pop up in The Mandalorian, because that's the live stream. That's the live action thing going right now. I don't want that. I mean, you see him pop up in Mandalorian, and let's say he's a Jedi. Let's say he pops up in Mandalorian, and he's still on the light side, you know, and then the second game comes out, and he's, you know, it's before that, and he's confronted, and the game ends with him on the dark side. You know how it's going to end. You know eventually he's going to turn back to the light side. You know he's not going to die, you know, and nothing like that. So I would rather them wait on, like, live action stuff, but why couldn't we see him pop up in, you know, comic books somewhere, or you know, and obviously he wasn't conceived as a character yet in Rebels or you know, anything like that, but it would have been cool to see him pop up in there, and I think it would have made a lot of sense to see him in Rebels, especially with Kanan and Ezra. But yeah, man, I can't think of the guy's name right now though that plays him. I know he was Joker in Gotham, but yeah, man, I'd love to see him in live action at some point. Jamie Holbeach is watching. What's going on, brother? Glad to see you on. Cal would work live action pretty easily because Cal looks exactly like the actor who plays him. Cameron Monaghan, is you think is his name? I was just asking what his name was. Let's see here. Let's see what I have to pull this up. So it would work, but I don't want too many characters live action all at once. I agree. That's why I said I don't think I would want to see him pop up in The Mandalorian or anything just yet. Maybe down the road, see him pop up somewhere, but yeah, man, I love Cal as a character. He's one of my favorites. Absolutely love him. And what's weird is because when the first previews for the game started coming out, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it. Because if you guys remember, on my reaction video for the trailer for it, and the gameplay for it, I remember, if you guys remember right, I said it looked like it was going to be Kanan Jarrus playing Force Unleashed, but with a Battlefront 2 skin on it. That's exactly what I said. And I just thought it was going to be a rip-off character of Kanan. And I mean, a lot of the Jedi have the same kind of beats just because they were all kind of in the same boat and they went through the same experience. But I really liked the way they pulled off Cal, how he stayed on the planet where, you know, he was, the planet that he crashed on after his master died. You know what I'm saying? Like, he stayed there. He worked on Braca. And I really, really enjoy his character so much. And that's why I said, oh, damn it. And like I said, I really want to see him grow as a character more, because I still think he has that naivety to him. That's the word I was looking for earlier. He's very naive. Or at least he was at the beginning of the game. I want to see that kind of get ripped out of him. Because that's how characters grow. You know what I mean? Luke had that naivety to him as well. And before it was over with, he was a realist. Oh, these damn things. Come on, let's get this over with. Here we go. Dang it! Damn. There we go. Alright. Scan it. Jamie says one thing about this game is there were the Megiddo campaign and Umbarian campaign lightsaber hilts, which is what they were called if you pre-ordered. Oh, it always cuts it off for some reason. If you pre-ordered the game, so I expected Umbarian and Megiddo to be in the story. Yeah, I did too. I really did. I think they basically just did it because they wanted some cool colored lightsaber pieces that you could add, you know, something to make people want to pre-order the game, and then they ended up giving it to everybody anyway, so. Whoa! This is fun.
All allied units down.
Oh, I don't have that ability yet. Crap. Just realized I don't have force push yet. That was a hell of a time to learn that. Scan. I don't think I've ever scanned everything in this game either. I don't know if I don't know what I'm missing, but these things. Is there a doorway up there somewhere? Yeah, it's up there. I think there's like a force nexus up there. I don't remember how to get up there. Oh, wait. I think it's over there, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to it. I know some people were mad when they made those lightsaber pieces. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, 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 crap. Oh, I think that was where I needed to jump over. Oh, I think it was. Yeah, it was. Go back for that now? Yeah, let's go back for it now. Damn it. Keep getting my bumper switched up. Ooh, I better get off that. Okay. I think it's over there, isn't it? Oh, crap. AMJ says, did you see the squadrons in Lego trailer, or are you saving them for a video? I'm saving them for a video. I was going to do those tonight also, and because my webcam is not wanting to record anything right now, my encoding software is just on the fritz. It's Friday, and I guess it just decided it didn't want to work tonight. I can't do anything with my webcam tonight, so I am going to be doing reaction videos for them. I'm really excited about the Lego trailer because we were just talking about that on the last live stream that I did on Facebook. We were wondering when the next trailer for it was coming out because we hadn't heard anything or anything like that. So yeah, I'm really excited for it. And Squadrons, I heard, is a story trailer for the campaign, so I'm excited about that also. I am going to be doing reaction videos for them, so bear with me. They'll probably be coming out first part of next week. Matter of fact, I may sit down and do them Monday, since Tuesday is game night. Tuesdays and Thursdays are game night, and then Wednesdays I've been helping Kirsty get her website put together for her photography. So I think Monday I'll do the reaction videos to those. I'm really excited to watch them. I can't wait. Actually, that was the easiest I think that ever was. Doing that. There we go. I will ask you guys this though, because I haven't watched it yet. Do they at least say when the game is coming out for the Lego Skywalker Saga? Because I know right now it was supposed to come out at the end of this year, and right now the PlayStation Store has it set for like December 31st. At least it was the last I checked. Did they actually put a release date on the trailer or not? Just let me know. Oh, Jamie says it's coming spring of 2021. Figures. That's all right. I'd rather them take their time and do it right and make sure it's polished than to rush it and get it out. AMJ says, yeah, no rush. I just want to make sure so I wasn't spoiling anything. Yeah, no, I haven't watched it yet.
They
But like I said, I'm really excited for it.
Pressure to find relics.
And yeah, so spring. So honestly, that's really not that far out if you really think about it. Spring will be here before we know it. Hell, the new Thrawn novel's getting ready to come out next week already. Like, I can't believe it's already here. Just God, this year is flying by. Like, as bad as this year has been for a lot of people, it's flying by for me for some reason. Before we know it, man, High Republic stuff's gonna be here. Bring it on, man. I'm still reading Alphabet Squadron 2. Like, I'm still working on Shadowfall. I'm having such a hard time getting into it. The Alphabet Squadron series is one of those series where, depending on who you talk to, is whether it's a good series or not. I know some people love the Alphabet Squadron series. I'm having such a hard time getting into it.
Well,
I am. It's just so
that's
hard.
Be one of the Zepho.
And I still got another book to read after this one that I'm going
to
have to read with Alphabet Squadron. But I've got Poe Dameron and Freefall up there to read. I've finally got Dark Legends. I'm going to be picking that one up, which I heard there's some great stories in Dark Legends. Really looking forward to that. But if I don't finish Alphabet Squadron now, I'm never going to finish it, and then I'll never end up coming back to it. And I'm going to hate myself if I don't. So bear with me, guys. I'll get caught up on the novels before it's over.
I knew it would end like this.
Oh crap, I forgot I don't have the force book. There we go. Let's see here. Jamie says, I'm so excited for the High Republic books in January. I'm intrigued. I really want to know what they're going to do, because this will be the first time that Lucasfilm has really been... I guess I shouldn't say that, because they could have done it with the sequel trilogy. But this is the first time where they're telling a story where everything they do is not connected to anything else that we've seen so far. So this isn't connected at all with anything we've seen. So they're really open to tell the story they want to tell, and actually they've been sitting down and planning it, beginning, middle, end. Like I want to see how it's going to go. I'm really excited for it. I'm willing to bet there's going to be some cameos in there. You guys already know who I'm talking about. There we go. How is it he can block Blaster Bolt so well, but he can't force push yet? But yeah, I'm really excited for High Republic. Hey, MJ says, and it gives us room to play Squadrons and then hop onto Lego. I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm actually going to be getting a PSVR just so I can play Vader Immortal when it comes out. Or, well, I guess it's out now, isn't it? Vader Immortal's on PSVR now, isn't it? I want to play Vader Immortal, and I want to play Squadrons on VR. And I've never played anything with VR. Never. I mean, nothing. I've never done... Oh, no. I've never done any kind of VR gaming before. So it's one of those things where you guys might actually watch me get sick and probably throw up on a video somewhere. I don't know. Until I get used to it. But I'm excited to play it, man. Oh, what? I hit it first so I could drop attack that guy. Alright. There we go. AMJ says Alphabet Squadron is my favorite trilogy, but hey, different strokes to different folks, right? Yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I know there are people out there that love Alphabet Squadron, and I'm glad you guys love it. I wish I could get into it as much as everybody else, but I've never been big on the whole Starfighter kind of thing, which is weird because I'm really excited for Squadrons. But maybe it's just Alexander Freed's writing. I don't know, because he did the first Battlefront novel, and I had a hard time getting into the first half of the first Battlefront novel. But I really enjoyed the Rogue One novelization. Did he do Rogue One? Yeah, he did the Rogue One novelization, right? Yeah, I really liked his novelization. But he wasn't telling a new story there. He was basically just doing a novelization of a story we'd already seen. So maybe it's just his writing style that I have, issue with. Maybe not. I hope not. Because like you said, different strokes for different folks. I try to keep an open mind when it comes to different authors and different writing styles. The Aftermath trilogy really screwed with me because it's written present tense. So, but yeah, I try to give everything a chance. And I'm one of those rare Star Wars fans that will actually acknowledge the fact that you guys have different opinions that I may not agree with, and that's okay, and I don't hold that against anybody. Like, you guys know how I feel about Rise of Skywalker. I hated Rise of Skywalker. And it actually made me hate most of the sequel trilogy. But if you guys love it, you guys love it. I'm not going to take that from you guys. I don't want to take that away from you guys. I just... If we all agreed on everything, what would we have to talk about? You know what I mean? We have to disagree on stuff to be able to share ideas and stuff. And there's been times where you guys have changed my mind. There's been times where you guys have told me I've changed your mind on some stuff. And that's cool. That's great, So that's why I like talking about this stuff with you guys. Jamie says there's going to be be very few opportunities for contradictions since it's so far behind Episode 1. A lot of freedom to do what they envision. Yeah, man, I'm really excited about it. And I want to see if Lucasfilm can actually tell a self-contained story without having to piggyback off of characters that we already know and love. you know, and whatnot. And for some people, ruin what happens to those characters. You know what I mean? A lot of people are mad about what happened with Han, Luke, and Leia. And so with these characters, they can actually build characters that we love. Because obviously, Lucasfilm can build and can create characters that we do love. I mean, look at Ahsoka. I mean, everybody hated Ahsoka when she first came out. She's one of my favorite characters of all time now. You know, and sequel trilogy, we're not going to talk about sequel trilogy characters for right now. But there are characters in the novels that, you know, Admiral Ray Sloane, everybody loves Admiral Ray Sloane, and what little we've seen of her so far. I want to see her pop up some more and some more stuff. I'm hoping maybe she's in Squadrons, which would be really cool. But they can make characters that we care about. So I want to see what they can do with High Republic. Let's see here. Sean Pauly says Star Wars Dark Souls. Are you talking about the book or the game right now? Because I did mention Dark Legends a while ago. I think maybe that's what you're talking about. Dark Legends is one of those books where they've got some different legends in it, kind of like what the Myths and Fables were, where you don't know if they're canon or not, but they're legends within the galaxy, which is kind of like what Legends of Luke Skywalker was. Those stories aren't necessarily canon, but they're legends within the universe. But anyway. Oh no, this game seems like Dark Souls. Yeah, no, it does. It plays a lot like Dark Souls. It's not giving me as many gray hairs as Dark Souls did, but it's still a blast to play. Oh, I didn't even sit down to. Dang it! I meditated so I get my health back. Jamie says it takes about 2 seconds to put in, and they didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you referring to, Jamie? Because maybe I missed something somewhere. Is this game hard? I guess it depends. Because I haven't really had any difficulties with parts I couldn't get past. I take that back. There's one boss fight in here that I tried playing on. Which difficulty was it? It wasn't. Maybe it was Jedi Master. I could not beat the Inquisitor on Kashyyyk. It took me forever to beat that bitch. It's just, God. And it was so satisfying when I finally did. But weirdly enough, it wasn't confirmed that she died or not. It was just that you defeated her. And he never says anything about whether he killed her or not. He just says he defeated her.
Time to fight.
But no, the game's not too awful hard.
Stop blocking and fight.
Don't tell me how to live my life. You're not my real dad. What you got?
Another one?
Excuse me. There we go. Oh, yeah, okay. Got it. I was trying to figure out why those stormtroopers were still there, but it's because I meditated.
You won't get me.
Jamie says, I mean things from the episode 9 novel that weren't in the movie. Oh yeah, like someone taking 2 seconds to say "Ghost standing by" on Exegol. Yeah, no. Yeah, I really like episode 9, but after seeing the things they could have done, yeah, no, it's look. The novel for episode 9. Ooh, that was close. It made me hate the movie even more. The novel for Rise of Skywalker made me hate the movie even more than I already did, because of all those missed opportunities they had. I get to a degree why they didn't put him in there, because we'll take Rogue One as an example. When Rogue One came out, everybody freaked out when they saw the ghost, right? And when they saw Chopper. But most of the people in the theaters were like, why? I don't get it. Why is everybody freaking out? They didn't know, because the general movie-going audience doesn't watch the TV shows, they don't read the books, they don't read the comics, you know what I'm saying? They just watch the movies. Hey, new Star Wars movie come out, let's go watch it. So they don't get little stuff like that. With Rise of Skywalker, yeah, there's a part in the novel, if you guys haven't read it, I don't want to ruin it for I guess it's cat's kind of out of the bag. When all the ships show up to Exegol, there are all these Easter eggs of different pilots from different mediums popping up. Like you've got the Ghost standing by, or Spectre 1 standing by, or the Ghost standing by, I forget how they say it. Kaz Kazuda from Resistance is there in the Fireball. Who else was there? Iden's daughter was there with Uncle Shriv from the Resistance Reborn novel and from the Battlefront 2 campaign. I mean, there was so much there that they could have done that they didn't, and all these little nods they could have given to people that keep up on all this stuff. Those were the moments that, for people like me, and maybe some of you guys out there that keep up on all this canon stuff, those are the moments where keeping up on the canon would pay off. And those would be the rewards for those people who spend all the money on this stuff. Like, you know, I've talked about in past videos before. At this point, I'm over $4,000 keeping up with canon stuff. And to keep up with it is expensive and time-consuming. And little moments like that in the movies would have been rewards for those people who actually take the time to, oh crap, to learn about all these characters and to experience these stories. And it's just, it was sad that we didn't get those aspects of the stories, you know. And like I said, I hated the movie even more for it, especially the whole Palpatine thing, where it explained how he was, because in the novel it explains how Palpatine survived. And it actually, like, I don't want to say it happens in the novel, but it kind of flashes back to when it happens. And to see that in the movie, it would have made it, it would have explained so much. I know that was one of the big issues people had with the film, was they didn't explain the Palpatine thing at all. And that scene would have fixed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there were just little things here and there they could have dropped in that would have made it so much better for people who keep up on all the canon, you know? Excuse me. Jamie says, I just think because Star Wars is such a lore-heavy franchise, the movie should have things I like that for diehard fans as a reward, but also to me is important for something as big as Star Wars. Yeah, no, it would have, had they put those in there, that final battle would have had more weight to it. You know, I know it was supposed to have weight to it, and it wanted to have weight to it, but it was hard to have that kind of weight because you already knew that they were going to win the battle. You already knew at that point. When everybody shows up, you knew that was the turning point and they were going to win. Because part of me was wondering if it was going to end on a dark note, right?
There's the Jedi.
And at that point, I knew it was going to end on... I mean, we knew the ships were all going to show up. But to know that there were other characters there that we cared about from other mediums, you know, in different TV shows and whatnot, it would have really added some gravitas to that battle a little more. Especially seeing them... You know, after that battle, they all went back to where they were and celebrated, and you could have seen Kaz Kazuda, you know, because I'm saying his name wrong, aren't I? Kazuda Xiono, that's his fucking name. I'm sorry, guys. I feel like I had a mini stroke just now. Kazuda Xiono, you could have seen him there. That was a missed opportunity, you know, to see a live-action Hera for once, and a Chopper. We've seen live-action Chopper, but to see them together, you know, and maybe to have seen Ezra, which we still don't know how that story ends, or, you know, just... There's so much there that they could have done, and it was a missed opportunity. I feel like they really missed that opportunity, and it saddens me, you know? And it was just cheaper to put it in the book. That's bullshit. You know, it's $1 billion company making these Star Wars movies now, and why couldn't they just put you wouldn't even had to have gotten a decent actor to play Hera, just a woman to put in the green makeup and give her green head tentacles and an orange flight suit with Chopper next to her. It would have been that easy, you know, just like in Rogue One. How hard would it have been to put a green Twi'lek? How hard would it have been to put a green Twi'lek in front of Chopper in Rogue One? You know what I mean? It's just missed opportunities as far as I'm concerned. And it kind of sucks that we never got those little moments as what I like to call canonites, you know, as canon.
The Empire's pinpointed your location. You need to move fast.
Jamie says, I also think Finn should have been in 9. He should have died on... Oh, yeah, shouldn't have been in 9. He should have died on Crate with the Death Star laser. He was wasted in Episode 9 anyway a lot. Yeah, I think the only reason they... I agree. I think Finn should have died on Crate. I completely agree with you. Basically because at that point, he had already faced his demons. Phasma. He'd already faced Phasma. That was basically his big bad boogeyman, right? I mean, defeating Phasma was pretty much, I guess, and symbolic of him killing off that part of himself, right? The unsure, the unconfident version of himself, right? So at that point, I feel like his character arc was wrapped up, you know? And I know they wanted him to be force sensitive in the trilogy, which is why they ended up doing it in 9. I get that. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing with Rose saving him was just stupid. It was just stupid. You know what I mean? Like she's talking about we're gonna save the people we love. How do you save the people you love? By taking out the damn First Orders battering ram cannon. You know what I mean? That's how you take out the First Order. Like, it's just, you don't save the one person, and then that didn't even go anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't go anywhere at all. There was no romance there between them. After she basically told him she loved him, and he was just like, no, that's okay. You're such a good friend. Rose got friend zoned badly, you know. So it was one of those overlying arcs. That would have been like, okay, like try this on the side. That would have been like episode 5, right? Let's talk about Empire. You see Han and Leia kiss for the first time, and then the I love you, I know, Han gets frozen in carbonite. And then in Return of the Jedi, that would have been like Leia rescuing Han, and never seeing those two get together. Never, and never even mentioning it again. Never even acting like they had feelings towards each other again. That's basically what that was. It was that dangling thread that we're just like, oh, we're going to pretend like that never happened. You know, and it's just, commit to something, Lucasfilm. Just commit to something and own it. You know, and I think that's the problem. Lucasfilm with this trilogy had such a hard time committing to making this what I feel like it needed to be, you know? Ooh, I didn't think I was going to make that. Oh, crap, I hate these ice slides. Oh, my God. Okay, so to answer your question a while ago about these being hard, yeah, that curve right there, for some reason, I cannot get around that curve. Okay, slow it down. Take it. Don't take it wide. Don't take it wide. There we go. Yeah, these ice slides are insane. It's almost, you know what it reminds me of? Mario 64 when you're racing the penguin. If you know, you know. If you're from my generation, you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about.
I found something.
What do they know?
No mention of Cordova.
But yeah, no, I feel
I
like
think
Finn
the
was
Empire
completely
knows he's been
wasted. You know,
we have
and
the
like
advantage.
what I said
now.
earlier about character development. You know, that would have been the completion of his arc. You know, like he defeated his demons and he gave his life for something. You know, that would have almost been his redemption. You know, his redemption as far as he was concerned. You know, after saying, he sacrificed himself to, right the wrongs that he had done while he was in the First Order. If you get what I'm saying? So I feel like that would have been really important to the character, and I feel like they, like you said, they wasted it. AAMJ says one of the last Jedi in the universe died sliding on ice. Yeah.
Some help here, BD1?
Yeah. Twice actually there. Think about that though. Like, think of how stupid it would have been for a Jedi to go out like that, right? Jamie says it was all to make an excuse about Rose not being around because she had to be on the base. Disney were too scared to use that character, and they shouldn't have had that victory. They should have grown up, sat down, and watched the movie with Rose in it or not. So here's I guess there's an explanation about why Rose wasn't used a lot in Episode 9, and I guess it was because a lot of her scenes had to do with Leia, and because they had to already repurpose footage with Carrie Fisher to do the Leia stuff. I guess it was harder to bring Rose into those scenes, which they did for a couple, but from what I understand, that's why Rose wasn't in it a lot. But I know a lot of people like to push the narrative that they, were just trying to erase her as a character and whatnot. Sean says, I have problems with all the movies, but I love things about all the movies. Also, the Force Bond relationship between Rey and Ren was super. Yeah, okay, so the biggest problem I have with the sequel trilogy is it doesn't feel like a trilogy. I really enjoyed, look, and I got lynched for this, I really enjoyed Episode 7 when it came out. I really enjoyed Episode 8. I was one of those guys. I even made a video defending their decisions with Luke Skywalker. And those two felt like they went together basically because, they were back-to-back. It was just the continuation of 1 and 2 happened in like 3 days. And think about it, like 1 and 2. 7 and 8 happened within like 3 days. If you really want to think about it, because Force Awakens was over the course of a day and a half, maybe 2. Last Jedi was 16 hours. Like it was just the first 2/3 of the trilogy happened within the same week. So then we have the time jump for 9. But the problem is 9 felt so disconnected from what they'd done in 7 and 8 that it doesn't feel like a trilogy anymore. And that's the reason why I don't like the trilogy, if you would.
Something about it
And
crippled
yeah,
the
but
Empire's
like you said, there's
equipment.
things in them that are
I
good.
can feel
Like you
something
said,
pulling me there.
the Force dyad. That's
Follow it.
lore building.
Let the
That's
Force sharpen your
building on something that
All right.
is already
I'll do my
there
best.
in a way where it's new and it's fresh. But somehow it still feels familiar, and it builds on those, the lore of the Force, and that's something I do feel like Disney has done right a couple of times. Bringing in the Bendu and Rebels, which was really cool, and having that creature as a character, and kind of deepening the Force a little bit. But I feel like in some of the other stuff, they've cheapened it at the same time. You know what I mean? Sean says they are very unstructured. They really are. And what's interesting is people try talking about how there was a plan, because we have concept art of the Emperor from 2017. Well, if there was a plan, that concept art should have been from 2013 or 2014. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should have gone back further than 2017 after you've already started the trilogy. So I think JJ planned on using him, but I don't think Disney planned on using him. So I think that's where the disconnect was. Let's see here. Sean says, Star Wars in general has amazing world building. It really does. And it shows, especially on games like this. You know what I mean? Jamie says, the dyad thing was great. The romance wasn't. What romance? There was no romance whatsoever. If you want to talk about Rey and Kylo, there's no romance there. Like, it makes no sense at all. Her kissing him makes no sense. I get it. It was probably one of those things where, like, we won and it was an impulsive thing. She was happy. She just wanted to kiss somebody. Oh, crap. Okay. Okay, stop moving. Jesus. Thank you.
You missed him.
Are you kidding? Oh, crap. I hate these things. Billy Goat Gruff. Damn. There. Damn. Whew. Oh, crap. Another one? What is it with these things? Okay, what the heck? There we go. You can kiss and not have romance. That's true. That's one of those things where, they'd won the day. God, stop. They had won the day and she just... Oh. Fuck you. Wow, he was kind of a drama queen about that death, wasn't he? Damn, okay. I'm glad I saved that when I did. But yeah, there was no romance there. And think about it. We wanted Ben Solo so bad, right? So many people wanted Ben Solo to be redeemed. And they did it. They redeemed him. Which I thought, 2 strikes, you're out. He tried to kill Luke. He did kill Han. As far as I was concerned, he was yeah, that goat kicked my ass. But once Ben turned back into Ben, he had one line of dialogue. He had one word of dialogue. He never said another word. He said, ouch. He said one comedic line, ouch, when he jumped onto the chain on Exegol. He never said another word. Never. All right. I see him lit up there. I hate these damn ram things. But he only ever said one word of dialogue. And it was asinine. It was just a waste. Alright. Got you this time. So apparently cutting their horns off kills them. So, cool. Sounds like there's another one. There is. Oh crap, and he knows I'm here, so I can't. Alright. No! You freaking sucked! Oh my god, are you kidding me right now? So many of them! Okay. Maybe now I can actually get something done.
These things are pretty cute.
So like that. Jamie says it annoys me when people say it was built up to she stabbed him the same day they had that kiss. That's true. She didn't know Ben well enough to want to be romantic with him. You know what I mean? She knew of Ben. She knew stories about Ben. All she really knew about Ben was that he was Leia and Han's son and Luke's nephew. That's really all she knew. She didn't know him well enough to want to have a romance with him. You know what I mean? So it was just an impulsive, hey, we won kind of kiss, thank you for coming back kind of kiss. You see what I'm saying? So, Teacher Mom says, I know, I hate the goats. They suck, man. You can't block them to save your life. Jump says, I hate the spiders in this game. Oh, Kashyyykian spiders. Jesus. Especially if you watch, you can tell when they're coming out. If you walk on the cobwebs, you know the spider webs, you know they're coming out. Spiders are disgusting. Let me tell you something about spiders, man. So, something that I've talked about on the podcast a couple times, that not a lot of people know. I was in the Army for 3 years, from 2010 to the end of 2012. And when I went to Iraq, I had a fear of spiders. And when I came back, I didn't. I mean, you see an Iraqi camel spider, that kills your fear of any spider you'll ever see again in your life. I say that, but I've got tarantulas in my yard, and I just mow over them because I don't want them anywhere else. But yeah, it's these spiders on Kashyyyk, and they're wicked looking too. They have that like Black Widow kind of look to them. God,
I must understand why.
This is a long ass elevator. This whole part of the game is long. Anything on Zepho. Zepho is huge on this game. Absolutely massive. We're almost there. Yeah, there it is.
I'm in the tomb.
Boom.
It's massive.
And the Empire?
No sign of them down here.
What about
Excuse me.
Cordova?
Still not sure what I'm supposed to find. He's a little...
Eccentric?
Yeah.
Tell me about it. But he wouldn't send us here for his amusement.
You have tarantulas?
Keep
I'd
it
move
off
somewhere
the
else. I live in Kansas. I live in south central Kansas, like 2 miles north of the Oklahoma line. And yeah, we have tarantulas. A matter of fact, I mowed my grass 2 weeks ago. Saw 5. I killed one by stepping on it, and I'll never step on another tarantula again because it was one of those things where you step on it and it kind of held my weight for a second before it finally crunched through. And oh god, and I ran it over with the mower to get rid of it. And then I ended up seeing, well, okay, I saw 4 more. It could have been the same one 4 times, but I doubt it. I hope it wasn't following me. But I saw 4 other tarantulas after that. So I don't take the trash out barefoot at night anymore. At all. Let's see. Where are we supposed to go here? Oh, wait. I'm an idiot. It's up here, isn't it? Yeah, it's right here. You guys are distracting me a little bit. That's alright. I'd rather talk Star Wars.
Ugh.
Sean says those Force-sensitive spiders in Star Wars Rebels are crazy. Yeah, no, I forgot about those until you just brought that. Yeah, the ones... yeah, they were terrifying. Especially seeing, you know, Ezra kind of come face to face with them for the first time. Yeah, they were pretty creepy. Let's see if I can get through here without hitting any of these damn things. These things almost look like Flood off of Halo, don't they? Oh, there's one.
Hey,
Found it.
one.
You should play Subnautica for game night in the future. I don't think I've ever even heard of Subnautica. What is Subnautica? You have my attention. I usually I was only going to try to play Star Wars games on game night, but you're not the first person to suggest something other than Star Wars. So I've actually thought about that. Was not what I was supposed to do. I've actually thought about starting another channel just to do playthroughs on other games. I get a lot. Oh, I see the wall run. I get a lot of suggestions about other games.
Hey, BD1.
That people would want to see me play. I thought about getting the. Oh crap! What was the one that's out now? Stranded Deep, the survival game where you're on an island, sharks attack you and stuff. I thought about trying to play that one. There we go. Okay. These just look like giant scrap rats, don't they? You want to know something? They actually do look like giant scrap rats from Braca. Oh, I'm missing you guys' comments. I'm sorry, I was fighting. Let's see here. Sean says, I'm already terrified of the ocean. Subnautica is nightmare fuel for me. Oh, crap. Jump says, I think the scariest thing in Star Wars are those mind control worms that go into the victim's nose. Yes, on Clone Wars, the Geonosian stuff. Yeah. Did you ever play the Lego Clone Wars game? I actually really like that one too, Jamie says. That's the only Star Wars Lego game I haven't played was the Clone Wars one. But I need to. I tried to play Lego Star Wars tonight, but for some reason it wouldn't let me stream it. I don't know if it was the game, because as soon as it told me I couldn't stream Lego, it said I couldn't stream the game, but as soon as I dropped in Fallen Order, it fired right up as a broadcast went right on through. So, yeah, I've played Force Awakens, but I haven't played Clone Wars. I need to, though. Teacher Mom says, Subnautica, an underwater open-world exploration survival game with a very rich lore. That's something that I would be interested in. That does sound like something that would be fun to get into. Which one am I going, this way? Yeah. Whoa! Damn. Think you felt that? Is that where I came in? No, that's over there's where I came in. Yeah, I haven't gone this way. Damn, there's a lot of stuff on here. In this world. Okay, I can't do that yet. But I can do this. Isn't it funny that the ancient Zepho understructure for their caves looks exactly like some of the paneling on the Death Star? Kind of interesting, isn't it? Alright. This part's kind of tricky. For some reason, I've always had trouble with this part. There we go. Wow. It just made a liar out of me, didn't it? Let's see. Let's do this first. We'll rest. Yeah, why not? Oh, I got a skill too. Did not know about. Oh. Well, looks like I don't have much of an option, do I? That looks like a handy attack. Yeah, no, if I start doing some other games, I might, can't go that way yet. I might, start another channel, just for game playthroughs. I think anything Star Wars is going to be on this channel, but anything other than that will probably end up being on something else. Favorite Star Wars character? Damn. That's a good question. You know, there's the cliche answers of Yoda, Darth Vader, you know, and don't get me wrong, I love those characters. Absolutely love them. I really, oh, this damn puzzle. I really, really enjoy Yoda quite a bit. And basically anytime I ever see Yoda pop up in anything, I love him. The answer I'm going to give is an answer that I just landed on this recently, and it was basically because of the Clone Wars stuff. I have to say, Maul is starting to become one of my favorite characters, and he was already high on the list for me. But as far as favorite character, Maul's high on the list. And the Clone Wars stuff had a lot. Oh crap! Ah crap! The Clone Wars stuff had a lot to do with that. I mean, he got his own hallway scene, guys. Like, absolutely awesome. He got his own damn. He got a hallway scene just like Vader did. And holy crap! Stim! Ah! I don't remember how to. Do you block those shockwave attacks? I don't remember if it blocks or not. I don't want to get close enough to find out. Nope, it doesn't. Well, that was easy enough. Oh man, I hate these damn things. Yeah, I got it now. There it goes. Ooh, man. Jamie says, I have to say Maul, Thrawn, and Ahsoka are top 3. Yeah. Ahsoka is one of my favorites at this point. Actually, I just saw that Sideshow's doing an Ahsoka Hot Toys. Oh, man. As soon as I showed it to the wife, she was instantly in love with that thing. Teacher Mom says, how do you feel about the sequel trilogy? It doesn't feel like a trilogy to me. We talked about this a little bit ago. It just doesn't feel like an actual trilogy to me at all, for some reason. Like I said, it just, all the films feel disconnected from each other, and it doesn't feel like, I know they were going for an underlying plot with the whole Kylo Ren thing, but it just doesn't feel like it's there. You know what I mean? It felt, no pun intended, forced. You know, and that's just my opinion, and I'm glad other people do enjoy it. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing right now. Jamie says, I think Snap is one of the most underrated characters, though. Yeah, I agree. I love Snap in the Aftermath trilogy. Yeah, Snap was really cool as a kid. Oh, I see what I'm doing. He was a really cool character, even as a kid, you know? I was really sad to see him go down, but at the same time... Okay... Why? Oh, I got it. His death in episode 9 just didn't feel like it had much weight to it, if you know what I mean. Like, it felt like it was just rushed. He was there one minute, gone the next, which I know is how, you know, those deaths go with squadron fights and stuff, but it just didn't seem like it had any ceremony to it, you know, and it just, I don't know, it fell flat for me. Sean says, Star Wars has so many characters, it's hard to choose. It really is. Because there's so many good ones, too. There's some bad ones, don't get me wrong, but there's some really great characters. What about the individual movies in it? Each film individually. In the sequel trilogy. I still have problems with 9. But I do like Force Awakens as a film. And I did like Episode 8 as a film. Lynch me, that's fine. I know there are people, I get why people hate Episode 8. I totally understand it. I see where they're coming from, but for me, I enjoyed it. Individually, I still don't like 9. I like 7, I like 8, but like I said, as a trilogy, I just don't feel like, it doesn't feel like a trilogy. It, honest to God, feels like they did 7, and then 8 was a direct sequel to 7, and then 9 was kind of its own standalone thing. It's just, to me, that's kind of the way it felt. Jamie says, I hated how Wedge only got 2 seconds of screen time in episode 9 too. He deserved better. I don't think he wanted to do any more than that, to be honest. He wasn't real prone on coming back, but like you said, it was just a 2-second scene. And what sucks is now that you read some of the other canon, like the Aftermath trilogy and Resistance Reborn. You know, Wedge was in Resistance Reborn quite a bit. He was in the Aftermath trilogy quite a bit. You see his character development with Snap because, you know, Wedge was basically Snap's stepfather. Snap Wexley was Wedge's stepson, right? He was Nora Wexley's son. And then you see Snap Wexley go out, and then Wedge shows up instantly, has no idea his stepson's already dead. You know, and that honestly, seeing Wedge showed up made Snap's death a little harder. It made it hit a little harder, but not as hard as it should have. And had we seen more of Snap in episode 8, had he been in episode 8, I think his death would have meant more, but it was supposed to be one of those things that, you know, this was showing Poe, these were the consequences of his actions, you know what I mean? And it was weighing heavily on Poe. And basically Snap's death was a plot device to progress Poe's character, if you know what I mean. Let's see here. Sean says, Obi-Wan is still the strongest character. Don't disagree with you. Don't at me. He's been through so much and still remained in the light and hopeful. Completely right. Kirsty and I have talked about Obi-Wan, how much shit he went through. And not just with Anakin and with the Clone Wars, but with Satine also. And he watched Satine die, and we know, you know, she was like the one love interest he ever had. You know, he watched her die and basically died in his arms. Watched Anakin die. Thought, you know, all the Jedi that he ever knew were gone. You know, watched Padme die. Had to go give up Luke to his family on Tatooine, and then live in the desert like a nomad for, you know, 20 years. Yeah, Obi-Wan's a badass. Like, he absolutely is a badass. Let's see here. Jamie says, best part of 8 was Luke's death for me. I get so much hate for it, but seeing the twin sun and hearing the binary sunset always makes me tear up. I knew, I shouldn't say that. Going into 8, none of us knew what to expect out of 8. Going into 8, I knew Luke or Leia was going to die. I was leaning more towards it being Leia, basically because of the whole Carrie Fisher thing.
Ugh. His lightsaber can't solve everything.
I get why they went the direction that they did. And we knew Luke was going to come back in 9. We knew that. Force Ghost. We knew he was going to come back. And I'll talk about this here in a second with Luke. Obi-Wan is the most faithful Jedi. Seriously, he went through so much and never gave into the dark side or his anger. Yeah, you're absolutely right. He did get a little bit of a dark side hint fighting Maul after Qui-Gon got run through, but he never really gave into it. Luke's death was the most beautiful scene in Star Wars. Honestly, it was, because think about Luke's journey in the films, right? We're not going to talk about Episode 3 and how he was a baby for all of 5 minutes. When we're first introduced to Luke, right, we see that he's trapped on this planet, and basically the beginning of Luke was the binary sunset. That's kind of how his arc started in Star Wars. And to see it wrap up that way was, like you said, was a beautiful thing. Absolutely loved it. And for a second here, I'm probably going to lose some viewers after saying this stuff. I've got to talk about this because, yeah, a lot of people, Jamie, you bring it up that you get a lot of hate for this. Makes me, I got to talk about this for a second with Luke in the sequel trilogy. So I I still to this day think that Luke was handled correctly in the sequel trilogy, and I catch a lot of hate for that because what people wanted out of Luke for the sequel trilogy, damn, that was. I need help. What they wanted out of Luke was this. What the hell? What the hell just happened? I didn't hit him. Okay. Anyway, so here, will I be streaming the Skywalker Saga? Absolutely. Oh, fuck yeah. Day one, as soon as I start playing it, we're gonna play through it first time all together. But the reason I defend Luke Skywalker's arc, right, in the sequel trilogy, is everybody wanted this all-powerful Messiah, all-knowing Jedi character, right? Somebody who was so powerful he didn't even need a lightsaber, right? Because that's what happened to Luke in the EU. He became so powerful, he threw away his lightsaber. He never needed it. That's what everybody wanted, was the most badass Luke Skywalker they'd ever seen. Here's the thing about Luke Skywalker. Here's what I've always liked about Luke Skywalker. Luke was relatable. He was a character that a lot of people could connect with on a level where, you know, a lot of people want to leave home. They want to get out of their hometowns. They want to go see the world. They want to go make something of themselves. That part of Luke is relatable, right? Wanting to get out there and see the galaxy. And basically, Luke went on the hero's journey, right? So, by the time 7 rolls around, I don't know what people were expecting out of Luke for 8, because Han told us exactly what happened in Episode 7. He said he felt guilty and walked away from it all. You know, just like what Luke said in Episode 8, what did you think was going to happen? You think I was just going to walk out and face down the whole First Order with a lightsaber? And we know in the long run that's what he ended up doing. But why did we think his mentality was going to change? He was still in exile on the planet. Why did we think that one girl showing up was going to change his mind? You know what I mean? So I defend Luke's actions, because think about everything he went through. We don't know a lot about you know, what he was up to between 6 and 7. We know a little bit. We know he started a new academy. Or I should say academy. He started a school. They never used the word academy. He started a school to train Jedi. He lost his nephew. He blamed himself for it. He, what else? The galaxy found out that he was the son of Vader. There's like all these other things happened to him, right? That broke him, which made him more relatable as a human being. Luke was a human being. He wasn't this all-knowing, you know, all-powerful Messiah character that everybody wanted him to be. He was human. You know, all that stuff would have broken any human. Any human. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how wise you are. You know, it would have broken anybody. All of that stuff. And to think about the examples that he had set for him, anytime any of his mentor characters had something happen to them, what did they do? Obi-Wan went into exile. What did Yoda do? Went into exile. You get what I'm saying? Like, so that's the only example that was ever set for him as a character. So I defend him going into exile. I defend everything that happened with Luke Skywalker. And I loved it. Oh, I'm not even paying attention. Damn volleyball. I'm not even paying attention. But yeah, no, I completely really, kid, I completely defend what they did with Luke. I thought it was a great continuation of his character, especially considering everything that he'd been through. Jump says, I wanted to see a confrontation between Luke and Palpatine in Episode 8, or at least a conversation. That would have been cool. That would have been really cool also. Obi-Wan and Yoda also wanted to exile, so it's not out of character. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. He gives up and thinks it's hopeless when he can't lift the ship out of the water. He does. He's human. Damn it. I'm not paying attention to that at all. But yeah, no, it's not out of character for him at all. You know, just because... think about... After everything he'd been through,
the way becomes the way.
And watching his father die, turn to the dark side and die, right? After all of that, and he sees what Vader did to the galaxy by turning to the dark side. He sees what an evil Skywalker did to the galaxy. And then he says it in 8, he saw that same darkness in Ben. He saw it, and just for a second, just a moment of instinct, he thought he could stop that from happening in the galaxy. And to be honest, had he done it, we wouldn't have a sequel trilogy that we have now. You know what I mean? The First Order would have probably still risen, but Ren wouldn't have been a part of it. You get what I'm saying? Snoke wouldn't have had his apprentice and all this other stuff. So now we know Palpatine was still out there, so it was probably still going to happen anyway. But it would have, I don't want to say saved the Skywalker line from doing it again, doing a do-over of Vader, but I get where Luke came from. I totally understand why he thought he could stop that. You know, after all the horrors of war that he went through, and the people he watched die, and the people he loved, and he saw these visions of people he loved being killed. I'm sure he saw a flash of Han dying, you know, of Kylo killing him. I'm sure he saw that. So I totally get where Luke is coming from as a human being. I really, really do. Jamie says, did Palpatine survive by using Silo 4's methods from the Vader comic run? Because that's what I kind of got from it. That's a good question. Because we know that he already had clones on Exegol at the time of... What's going on? Oh yeah, I thought I heard something. We know he already had the clones on Exegol. He already had the facility set up on Exegol. Which was why he had the Wayfinder, why Vader had the Wayfinder. You know, we know the moment he went down that shaft, he threw his essence. Before he even hit the bottom of that hole, he was already on Exegol. He was already there in a clone body. And, you know, I don't want to say the doctors, but the scientists, the clone custodians, I guess you could say, were already there taking care of everything. The dark side magicians, the acolytes, whatever you want to call it. But it makes you wonder for a second, too. You remember when...
Well done.
Episode 7 came out, and everybody thought Snoke was a clone of Anakin, a clone of Vader? Why could that not be what happened? Like, I get Snoke was Snoke, and they were clones of Snoke. We know that now. We know Snoke was a clone, but he wasn't a clone of Palpatine. I mean, he might have been a clone of Palpatine, but why would you have gotten two messed up clones of Palpatine that looked identical? You wouldn't think the mutations would, you know, make them look different. What if it was a clone of Vader? If you really think about it for a second. I mean, like, if you really just stop for a second, there's a possibility, because the Emperor had a Wayfinder to Exegol, and he already had this all set up. What if there were clones of Vader on Exegol too that Vader could have used? And we know he didn't, but what if he could have? What if he knew how to do that, but because he turned back to the light side before he died, he didn't do it? What if there were clones there also of Anakin that maybe Palpatine was like, I'm going to repurpose these and use him to get Kylo, or to get Ben to turn to the dark side? It's just a thought. It's kind of a weird theory that I've got for right now, and something fun to think about. Let's see here. Sean says he wanted to stop Ren, but actually created him. That's right. That's exactly right. Which is a lesson that I think Luke had to learn the hard way. And think about it. Luke didn't actually come back to help with the First Order until he had that conversation with Yoda. And Yoda's the one that come back and said, no, you're wrong, man. You're not doing what I told you to do. I told you to pass on what you learned, not just your skills and your mastery, but your failures and your follies and all these other things. Those are something you want to pass on to your students, right? So that's where he messed up. He thought he was just going to pass on the skill, but he's not passing on his knowledge. You get what I'm saying? And Yoda died before he could, you know, really explain that to him. And we don't know if Yoda and Obi-Wan talk to Luke a whole lot in between films, you know, in trilogies, but you think they talked some, and I'm sure at some point Luke had to have had a conversation with Anakin, wouldn't you think? And it's just that's why I defend the whole Luke Skywalker thing. Like, Yoda came back and told him, no, you're wrong, you know, and when Luke realized he was wrong, it was too late for him to leave the island, but he could still force project himself, and that, you know, he still ended up giving his life for the greater cause, you know what I mean? And yeah, he helped create Kylo Ren, which is the exact same thing that Anakin did to become Vader. You know, he had these visions of Padme dying in childbirth, and he did everything he could to stop it, but in the long run ended up making it happen. He was the reason it happened. Had he not done anything, everything would have been fine. You know, so there's that rhyming there again they always talk about between trilogies, and how it kind of repeats itself. History repeats itself, you know? And that's why I to this day still defend what they did with Luke Skywalker. I still do. And a lot of people just wanted a badass Luke Skywalker fighting everybody with a lightsaber and just being all powerful. They wanted a flashy lightsaber battle. That's all they wanted, you know? And instead they've got something that's way deeper into the lore and really does build on Luke Skywalker as a character and progresses him, I feel like, in a very natural way as a human being. You know what I mean? So I just absolutely loved it. Sean said, I also like the focus on the Force healing aspect of Episode 9. If Anakin wasn't consumed by hate and power, he probably would have been able... let's see what your comment said. Been able to save Padme and the twins during childbirth. Yeah, you know, and that's the other thing. Everybody has this problem with the Force... I don't think I was supposed to go that way, was I? Nope, I was not supposed to go that way. Or was I? No, I'm supposed to get up over there. Anyway, no, so the Force healing thing, everybody apparently has a problem with the Force healing thing. But every video game we've ever played... What the hell? Oh, shit. I forgot I rested at that meditation point. But every single video game we've ever played has Force heal. Except for this one. I say that, I'm playing a game without Force heal. And everybody liked... you know, Jedi Outcast, Jedi Academy, those games, Knights of the Old Republic had Force healing. Why not put that in the damn movies? Like, why does everybody have a problem with it all of a sudden when Disney puts it in one of their movies? You know what I'm saying? I love the aspect of Force healing. I absolutely loved it. And yeah, it's one of those things where you're like, God, if only Anakin had known about that. You know? It's an awesome thing that they decided to add into it. Sean says, and it makes sense that he couldn't heal his mother because she was too hurt and consumed by hate. Yeah, at that point he didn't know how to. Does that thing know I'm here? Or no, it doesn't. Good. You know, that's something else about his mother also. I got a question one time on the podcast. Would Anakin have still turned to the dark side had Qui-Gon trained him instead of Obi-Wan? And I have to say no. I don't think he would have turned to the dark side. You know, the first glimpse you see of Anakin using the dark side was in Episode 2 when Shmi dies, right? He goes ballistic and takes out all the sand people. That was really the first moment he really touched the dark side. He got revenge, right? And it was because he got there too late. He hadn't seen her in 10 years. You know, he got there just in time to have her die in his arms. With Qui-Gon, I feel like because Qui-Gon and Shmi understood what was good for Anakin and what was right for Anakin, and Qui-Gon understood that Anakin had that connection with Shmi right from the get-go, I can't help but feel like Qui-Gon would have let Anakin go see her once in a while. You know what I mean? I feel like he would have let him go and spend some time with his mother once in a while, so that when the time come where she died, Anakin wouldn't have felt that guilt about, you know, leaving her behind and then just making her feel like he left her. You know what I'm saying? He could have actually still told her how much he loved her and you know, spent time with him and told him stories about what him and Qui-Gon had done throughout the galaxy and whatnot. It would have been really cool to see him tell her stories, you know, and to see her be so proud of him as a character. You know what I mean? Because I mean, Shmi was an amazing mother to him, amazing mother, and to see your son come back and tell you about all this good stuff that he's done for the galaxy, and that he's making a difference, and that he could come back and free her, that was a possibility. You know what I'm saying? So I think things could have been a lot different had Qui-Gon trained him. I really think so. Let's see here. Jamie says that's true. Healing is a Jedi power. In KOTOR, it's a light side ability. Although draining is kind of the Sith alternative. Sith take life. Did that cut it off? And heal themselves. Right. So I gotta hit that thing, don't I? There it goes. So yeah, I don't know why everybody has this like weird issue with Force healing. I mean, they want games. They're crying for Lucasfilm to make games, you know, like KOTOR, remake it in a way that actually does bring back Force healing, but God forbid put it in the movies. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me at all. Let's see here. Sean says, play KOTOR 2 recreation mod for deepest, most philosophical Star Wars experience. Recreation mod. I don't know if I know what you're talking about. I can't say that I do know what you're talking about. Because I've only ever played KOTOR on... Did that go the way I want? Yeah. I've only ever played KOTOR on my Xbox. I've never played the PC version of it, which I've been told the PC version is a lot more... Oh, no! Okay, I guess it's making lap 2. I guess it's a lot more fun to play it on PC. Actually, I take that back. I think I do have it on PC. I just don't think I've ever played. It's like 4 discs, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if we can hit this. Oh, come on! Come on. KOTOR 2 explains how the Jedi aren't that pure. They become disconnected. It just adds cut content. Oh, really? I didn't even know there was cut content to KOTOR 2. I wasn't as big on KOTOR 2 as I was the first one. The first one I think had a better story. I think the second one had a better gameplay and like heads up. Didn't you bastard? I think it had better gameplay, better abilities, you know, just a better interface. You know what I mean? But I do think KOTOR 1 had the absolute best story of any Star Wars game I've ever played. And honestly, and I say it a lot, you guys probably already saying it before I can say it, I think Jedi Fallen Order is the best Star Wars game we've gotten since KOTOR. Not better than KOTOR, but since KOTOR came out. I think this is damn high up there on the list, you know what I mean? Let's get out of this cave, which I don't feel like we really accomplished anything in this cave, to be completely honest. Much better dialogue choices, truly deep. See, I always fall asleep playing KOTOR.
Zephyr went to Kashyyyk.
Because you don't sit there and
Cordova
actually
mentioned someone named Tarful.
hear him say the dialogue you're picking. Or her, whoever you decide to play as.
Still around?
But
There's only one way
I end
to
up falling
find out.
asleep with some of the
We have to go to
conversations on
Kashyyyk.
Terrace with Carthanasi. It's once I've really got to be awake to play KOTOR sometimes. Jump says, what do you want to see in Star Wars? More specifically, what next or unexplored concepts do you want to see realized? Ooh. So we know a little bit about the Bendu, right, from Rebels. I brought him up earlier. But he was just kind of touched on a little bit. He just kind of gave this vague explanation about what he was and whatnot. I'd like to see some more Bendu. I would really like to see some more exploration into the world between worlds that they introduced into Rebels also. Now, there's a lot. That's an awesome tool. You could do some cool shit with the world between worlds. You could also do some messed up stuff that would just ruin everything if you didn't do it right. I'd like to see some more of that. Honestly, I'm not really interested in anything much in the sequel trilogy. Honestly, it has nothing to do with the sequel trilogy. It's just a time period that I don't feel like I really care about, if you know what I mean. I'm really interested in the High Republic stuff. There is one story in
just opened the way for the Empire.
Jamie, I know Jamie's watching. Jamie already knows what story I'm talking about, and we might be getting ready to get it if we're lucky. Is the Han Solo story that he talked about in Empire Strikes Back with the bounty hunter that they ran into on Ord Mantell. They've still never told that story. Whoa, crap! They've still never told that story, and I feel like I need that story. Well, that went straight up, didn't it? Are you gonna shoot another one? Damn, there's like 3 rocket troopers in there. Whew. I wasn't sure if I was gonna... Alright, let's do this. But yeah, I want that story of the bounty hunter they ran into in Ord Mantell. Hopefully we'll get it in from a certain point of view. Empire Strikes Back. That'd be really cool, like what Jamie brought up on one of the live streams. Oh crap! Damn it, I didn't get it in time. I'm getting my ass handed to me by these rockets. Shoot another one. Come on. Come on. There we go. Thank you. What you got? God damn, they're all over the place. Let's see here. Oh, that comment already went on by. Let's see what you said here. Ancient force beings and organizations are interesting, absolutely. And some of that's been touched on the Dr. Aphra comic, which she talked a lot about some of the ancient Jedi beings. Let's see here. Jamie says, growing up and having my own money, etc., so I haven't gotten around to it because I'm focusing on canon right now. Yeah, absolutely, man. Dude, there's good shit in canon. Sean says, missed opportunity for that story in the main Star Wars run. There was. I was really hoping that they would end up doing that that story in the Star Wars run, and I kept looking for it. And you guys can go back and watch listen to the podcast too. I talked about it a lot, hoping that that was going to happen, and it never happened. And it was a missed opportunity. Because it's a great opportunity to bring in another. Oh crap! Damn it! It's a great opportunity to bring in some other bounty hunter characters that we've seen in canon. You know what I mean? Hell, you could even make it Valance, which is cool. They brought him back in from Legends, but personally, I want to see Cad Bane. I want to see the bounty hunter be Cad Bane, because we know that we got that scene from Clone Wars that's not canon of him and Boba having the duel. That's not canon as of now. It was never released officially. So Cad Bane is still out there. I would love to find out that it was Cad Bane as the bounty hunter that, you know, made Han decide. Because it's got to be a big-name bounty hunter. It has to be. Because if you look at the comics, Han was starting to really get into the rebellion. He was starting to actually care about it. He still had moments here and there where he didn't. He was still selfish. But he was really, you could tell he was starting to care about it. And there had to have been a bounty hunter that come into it that was a big enough deal to make him go, oh crap, I need to go take care of this. You know what I mean? Like, it had to have been somebody big, and Cad Bane would have made the most sense as far as I was concerned. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. That was nifty.
I'll catch you.
No, that was alright, I guess, too. But yeah, I hope it's Cad Bane. Absolutely. It'd be cool to bring him into like a classic era story like that. It'd have been so cool, I think. Oh, that went straight up. Clone Wars will always be an interesting time period for me. I like the variety. Yeah, Clone Wars was... Clone Wars was always something new. It didn't matter, you know, what you were into or anything like that. It was just, like you said, there was always something new with Clone Wars. Oh, crap. Oh, I've got to get up there from... Crap. I know what I'm missing. I got to go over here. Yeah, Clone Wars is always fun, which is why I'm excited we're getting the Bad Batch. I know it's not during the Clone Wars era, but it's Clone Wars characters that we've already seen before, if you know what I mean. It's bringing those characters. Why is he not... Why am I not getting up as high as I need to go? Do I need to be up higher to make that jump? Okay, Cal, you're an idiot. Come on. Why couldn't I get up there? Sean says the main Star Wars run should have ended at 67. They even named Hoth for their next home in it. Yeah, last arc called Rebels and Rogues was such... Let's see what you had to say here. Was such a filler, and it's kind of lame that they ended it with that. Yeah. Jamie says, considering more Legends content, never gotten my hands on any. Only know what I've heard on this channel, really. Yeah, I haven't really been into canon a whole lot. Obviously, prioritizing canon, but making it a thing to do every now and then. Every now and again, possibly. Yeah, so as far as EU stuff goes... Oh, I see what I'm doing wrong. I gotcha. The Bane trilogy, man. I pushed the Bane trilogy on everybody. Okay, there's not up here what I thought was up here. I pushed the Bane trilogy on everybody. That, to me, is the... I mean, there's purists out there that want to say, you know, the Thrawn trilogy is the best. In EU, I get where you're coming from. I totally get it. The Bane trilogy. Darth Bane is an amazing trilogy. If you guys haven't read that, definitely go pick that one up.
Zepho gathered here.
Let's see here. Sean says, Polly, I've always wanted to see little Annie and his early Jedi training. He's 19 in Attack of the Clones. We never seen him train and what it was like. So there's one comic run that happens in between episodes 1 and 2, and it's an Anakin Obi-Wan comic. And it was some of the training between him and Obi-Wan. Okay, I guess that was completely worthless. But they basically go on a mission, and it's about halfway between episodes 1 and 2. And Anakin is a teenager at this point, and he's starting to have doubts. I'm not going to ruin the whole comic for you. He's starting to have doubts about the Jedi Order. He's wanting to go home. He misses his mother. And at one point, he even turns his lightsaber over to Obi-Wan and says, you know, when we get back, I'm going to talk to Master Yoda about leaving the Order. And Obi-Wan's not trying to stop him. He's like, you do what you got to do. You know, I mean, that's what's best. He does try to convince him a little bit, but in the long run, he's going to end up letting him make his own decision, right? But it's a really cool comic. You really see some of the seeds getting planted between Palpatine and Anakin. And you know, Palpatine even, you know, dresses in a hood and takes Anakin to the underbelly of the Coruscant to kind of show him the seedy underbelly and other stuff going on. Awesome comic run. Absolutely cool run. You would love it if you want some more Obi-Wan Anakin stuff. Absolutely cool. Jamie says a book similar to Master and Apprentice would be cool for Anakin and Obi-Wan. Absolutely. That would be, and yeah, let Claudia write it too, because I really liked Master and Apprentice. I love anything Claudia Gray writes. It's just gold. She, honestly, if she went back and rewrote Heir to the Jedi, I would give it a shot. I really, really would. But yeah, anything she touches is gold. And to see a Master and Apprentice 2, and it be Obi-Wan and Anakin, that'd be so cool. It really would, you know. And you could even call it Master and Apprentice. You could give it a subtitle. You really could. It'd be really cool to see something like that. Yeah, you sold me on that. That'd be cool. I think I went somewhere I wasn't supposed to go. Did I? I think I did go somewhere I wasn't supposed to go. This is the same tomb. Hang on. Come here, BD1. I don't want to stay down here this whole time, even though I guess it does open up some new pathways, but I can always come back and do that later. Yeah, it's telling me to go back to the Mantis. So why am I here? Huh. I wonder how I did that. That was weird. That was... Oh, I know what I did. Damn it. Let's see here. Sean says Depths of Coruscant has a lot of potential there. Yeah, it does, which is why on the last game night, I think, Jamie, you're the one that brought up Star Wars 1313 and how it's such a disappointment that ended up not being a thing. That would have been amazing. Yeah, that would have been so cool to see 1313. It could have become a series, Master and Apprentice, Kanan and Depa. Yes, would be awesome too. I want to see more Kanan before Order 66. You're right, they could do an entire series of Master and Apprentice. Damn it, Jamie, why you always come up with good ideas? Do a Master and Apprentice novel of Luke and Ben Solo. Damn it! I've been saying I've wanted that novel for a long time and wanted Claudia to write it. You are completely right. That would be absolutely amazing. Am I an idiot? Did I really backtrack like that? Oh, I am such an idiot. I got turned around like crazy just now. Did you guys see that? Jump says, we need an in-depth clone story. I want to see a standalone series or a short movie on Rex after Order 66. Okay, so I did see that, I guess somebody had an exclusive. I don't remember who it was. I cannot believe I just completely redid this entire part. I did see that Rex is going to be in the Kenobi series. I guess they did confirm that, so I'm assuming the Kenobi series is going to have a lot of flashbacks. I mean, especially if you start getting Hayden Christensen. Oh, crap. I forgot I got to be on top of this thing. Especially if you start... Because I think... Didn't somebody say Hayden was going to be in it as well? And I think they said Natalie Portman is going to be in it, which tells me there's going to be a lot of flashback scenes in the Obi-Wan series. Which, I mean, if you're on Tatooine and all this other stuff went down, just... Why wouldn't you be sitting there just reminiscing, right? So, yeah, there's probably going to be some Rex stuff, and Kenobi probably going to see Rex. That'd be so cool to actually see him, you know, see some Clone Wars stuff live action. That's going to be awesome. Exploring different Master and Apprentices, that'd be cool. That's an awesome idea. I really want to see how Luke was as the new Grand Master of his own temple and how he handled it. Yeah, that's something that I really want to see. We got a little glimpse of it with the Rise of Kylo Ren comic. We kind of saw a little bit of how Luke was, but it wasn't really anything that we didn't already know. You know what I mean? Which he was that confident Jedi Master at the time. But again, it was before, you know, the flashback stuff to before Ben became Kylo. It was before Luke got ruined. You know, and not as a character. I mean, as a person. I don't want to say as a character, but as a person. Because I still say Luke was handled perfectly. And I'll fight you all day on that. Which, as a matter of fact, that might end up being the first article I write for the new website for Canon Library. For those of you that didn't watch the... oh, hey, I can fix the Scomp link up here. For those of you that didn't watch the live stream about the mobile app, I did announce also that there's a new website, a new version of Star Wars Canon Library.
I wasn't expecting this.
So, I think I'm actually going to start... I'm going to try my hand at writing some articles. I think I'm going to. So, I think the first one I'm going to do is the defense of Luke Skywalker. I think I'm going to. Let's see here. Sean says, I want to see how scarred and broken Obi-Wan is. Same. I want it to be such a character study. It'd be so cool. In the comics, it shows him losing hope and is actually really sad. Yeah, you can do so much with Obi-Wan. Like what we were talking about earlier, how much he's been through, how broken he is as a person. Dare I say, Obi-Wan is one of the most complex characters
Want to try it out?
of Star Wars. There's a complexity there, and it was there before Anakin turned to the dark side, but after he turned, it just magnified it, right? And not only... Oh, hey, I can customize the saber here. Do we want to change the saber up a little bit? Let's change it up a little bit while we're talking. It kind of got amplified after Anakin turned to the dark side. And you could already see in Episode 3 that weight get dropped onto Obi-Wan's shoulders as they're flying off from Mustafar. You see, oh, God, you know, I can't believe I just had to do that. And he carries that on because it just gets worse from there. Then he watches Padme die after giving birth to these two beautiful babies, right? These two twins. And trying to figure out what to do with them, and then living in exile on a desert planet, trying not to save everybody, because he's trying to blend in. He doesn't want to give away that he's a Force user. You see what I'm saying? Like, and coming to terms, because even the comics talked about how Obi-Wan was like, Qui-Gon taught me how to be a Jedi, but he never taught me how not to be a Jedi. You know, and so he doesn't know how to do that. It's the same thing a lot of the Jedi went through that survived Order 66. And all the flashback stuff, he loved Anakin as a brother. He loved Padme. He knew about Anakin and Padme the entire damn time and never said a word because he knew it made Anakin happy. And to think of Padme as, you know, a sister, really, you know, and then to watch Anakin get burned the way he did, have to leave him for dead, and then turn around and watch Padme die right off the bat, to lose two of his closest friends that close to each other, that ruins you. And, you know, and I can speak from experience going through war. It brings you and everybody that goes through that war with you together really close. You know, these people that you've never met before do become your brothers, you know? And same thing with Rex being a brother to Obi-Wan. Yeah, there's gonna be some flashbacks in Obi-Wan. It's gonna be an amazing character study. And I cannot wait to see how deep they get into this. I want it so bad. Let's see here. Let's see where we were. Teacher Mom says, I didn't even know you had a website. It was in the early days of my YouTube channel, and actually it was before the podcast ever got started. It was still just a YouTube channel at the time. It was my hand at trying to build a website, and I built it from scratch. And I had it for a while. It was StarWarsCanonLibrary.com, and then I ended up changing it to the StarWarsCanonPodcast.com. But I think when I do it this time, I'm going to make it the Star Wars Canon Library, and it'll be the home of the Star Wars Canon Podcast. It's a mouthful. It's a stupid title. I know it is. But I think I'm going to bring it back. I think it's going to have the timeline on it, a bunch of cover art, stuff that's coming up, release dates for everything that's coming up. Basically everything it had before. It's going to look better than it did last time. And I think I'm going to start putting some articles on it. I think it'll be a great way to share some news stories out too. Sean says, Kanan is honestly a top-tier character. He even gave up the Force and became a smuggler. That's true. That was my favorite part about New Dawn, was him kind of coming to terms with all that. Jamie says it'd be cool to see the conflict in him. I'm assuming you're talking about Obi-Wan. allowing violence to happen around him and try and avoid attention and not getting involved. We got a little bit of that in the Star Wars comic and that Obi-Wan trilogy of comics. Really, really cool. And to see him grow also while training Ezra, if you think about it, there are a lot of parallels between them and Obi-Wan and Anakin. There really are. There's a lot of parallels between Anakin and Obi-Wan and Kanan and Ezra, because really the only difference is Kanan's training was never really complete. He was basically a Padawan teaching a Padawan. Obi-Wan kind of got thrust. He was forced to grow up fast because of what was going on in the galaxy. Jump says, on the surface, Obi seems stable and sure of himself despite having such a tragic past, and that's why he's one of my most favorite characters. He's up there, man. He's such a complex character. I kind of want a book about Gregor and Clone Wars, how he survived the droid horde and leading up to Rebels. Yeah! They haven't explained that at all. Like, zero. They have not explained that. Let's go orange this time. They have not explained that at all. And yeah, that's frustrating. That's incredibly frustrating now that you say that. It really is. I was going to say something else a while ago too, about the Obi-Wan thing. Oh, that Obi-Wan, completely off topic from canon. Have you guys seen that Obi-Wan statue, the Mythos Obi-Wan that Sideshow does? Damn. Yeah, let's go with that for a little while. Damn. That is such a gorgeous statue. I'm going to start getting some Sideshow figures here before long. And I think that's going to end up being the one that I start with. I think that's going to end up being the one. Let's go with, where's the, I hate Duraplast. That's the Clone Trooper, or the Stormtrooper armor, if you guys didn't know. I don't like alloy, though. I really like the matte. Where's the matte? There it is. And I completely messed up and put the wrong... I don't know what it is, but I love making ugly lightsabers. Don't ask me why, I just love it. Matter of fact, I want to start collecting lightsabers. Which one was I on a while ago? There's one in particular that I like, and I cannot find it. Where is it, people? Why? You know what? I don't even see it. And we'll just go with that one for now. Screw it. Alright. In honor of my son's Halloween birthday that's coming up the next couple months, we'll go black and orange for a while. Teacher Mom says, do you prefer Clone Wars, Rebels, or Mando, or Resistance, I guess? Okay, so Resistance isn't on the list. I kind of enjoyed the second half of the second season of Resistance, but after that it was just... before that, it was just all downhill. I think had they given it the third season that it was supposed to have, I think it could have been something great, but we didn't get it. You suck. Okay. I really like Clone Wars. I really like Rebels. Alright, so let's see here. I like Clone Wars. I like Clone Wars more than I do Rebels, so I'm going to take Rebels off the list. I like the time period of Rebels more, but Clone Wars was just badass. So that narrows it down to Clone Wars or Mando. So Mando, we've only got one season of Mando so far, and we've got 7 seasons of Clone Wars. So there's a lot more content to compare between the two. I really like what they're doing with Mandalorian so far. I hope they don't try to bring in too many characters that we already know. I hope they don't try to just overload us with characters that we've already seen before and whatnot. Because I want Mando to be its own thing. You know what I mean? I want it to just... I really want it to be its own thing. I don't need it to be attached to anything else to make it a great story. If your story cannot stand on its own, and you have to rely on these other characters that people already know for it to succeed, then your story's not good. So I'm hoping, or I shouldn't say it's not good. It's not structured right. There's more to it that you could do. You could do self-contained stories and make them work. So I'm gonna have to. So far, I like what they're doing with Mandalorian, but I gotta go with Clone Wars. I love Clone Wars so much. I grew up with Clone Wars. I love Ahsoka as a character now, and I absolutely love it. Let's see here. Sean says, I like all of them. I think Clone Wars is objectively better than most, yeah. But I'll have to go with Rebels. Had such a fun time while it was airing. It was a blast, wasn't it? It actually had that feel again of Star Wars. Where was it? The hype for the next season was amazing. It really was. And the end of Season 2 was just, oh my god, right? God, it's so good. Jamie says, I can't stand Niku from Resistance. Yeah, he's the sequel heir, Jar Jar. I agree. Sean says over 100 episodes of Clone Wars and only 8 episodes of Mando. Can't really compare the two. You really can't. But like I said, I like what they're doing with Mando so far. I'm excited for season 2. I'm cautiously optimistic for season 2 because I'm afraid they're gonna do the fan service thing. You know what I mean? Like they did with the 5th episode of season 1. They did that fan service episode on Mos Eisley. The only thing they didn't do that they could have done for fan service was make him land in Docking Bay 94, and they didn't do it. Had they done that, there's nothing else you could have put into that episode to make it just nothing but fan service. So Mandalorian does have its weak episodes. Clone Wars, in defense, has its weak episodes. But overall, I think Clone Wars is the better show. Let's see here. Season 2 ending phenomenal. Dude, I bawled like a baby. But in my defense, I was already having a rough time a rough week at that time anyway. Like 2 days before that, and it sounds stupid now that I'm talking about it. It sounds absolutely stupid, but there was a lot going on in my life at that time. And just everything was coming down on me. And 2 days before that, I had to personally put a pet down. Like I said, it sounds stupid now. But I loved that cat so damn much. I loved it, but I ended up taking her out and doing it myself. And that was hard. So I was already a wreck. I was already emotionally unstable at the time. And then to see the season 2 finale was just, oh my God, it was so good. But I bawled like a baby. I did. I'm not even afraid to admit it. To see Anakin and Ahsoka together again, and to see him, you know, actually, they got Matt Lanter back to do the voice again. It was so good. I loved it. It was such a good little callback, and it made the last season of Clone Wars just that much more heartbreaking. You know what I mean? It just, God, you know, to know that the next time they were going to see each other was going to be in Rebels, it was just heartbreaking. You know, it's just gut-wrenching. Is this that? Yeah, shortcut. Let's see here. Most of season 1 in Clone Wars is honestly kind of I think they were still trying to find their stride with it, and you know they aired the show completely out of order. For those of you that don't know, I think everybody knows that at this point. They aired it completely out of order, and yeah, it was the first season. I think by the time season 2 rolled around, I think it really picked up in season 3. I think that like halfway from Mortis on, I think that's when it really found its way. I think it discovered what it was supposed to be. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Jimmy says it's not stupid at all. Honestly, my dog is more like family than my real family is to me. I know that feeling, man. For anybody that's watched any of my videos for an amount of time, there's been a couple times where I actually kind of delved into kind of my past a little bit and what happened with my parents and whatnot, you know, with the whole my mother, you know, and the way my dad died and everything like that. It was just there's a lot there. So yeah, I consider a lot of my pets. I consider my dog more family than I do my own mother right now. And it sucks to say that, especially about your mother. You know what I mean? And your mother's supposed to be the one that you defend. You know, you give your life to defend, and I can't bring myself to do it with my mother. You know what I mean? But no, this cat, man, I gotta tell you about this cat for a minute. Matter of fact, if you watch the podcast, right, you'll notice hanging from my microphone is a little, it's a Hallmark Chewbacca ornament, a Christmas ornament, but it's not Christmas themed. It's just a little ornament of Chewbacca on a little ribbon. That is in honor of this cat, because I swear to God, you can message Kirsty and ask her. This cat, I lived in Ohio for a while, and I found this cat in my barn. And it was nothing but skin and bones. And it came right up to me, started rubbing all over me. Let me give it a bath, which was weird. And then I fed it. And I tried to find a home for her for the longest time. She was a lovable cat. I'm wondering if somebody dumped her. And so I tried finding her a home. I couldn't find anybody to take her. So I ended up keeping her as my own. I named her Pepper. I love that cat so much. And me and that cat understood each other. You can ask Kirsty. We had damn conversations together. I would ask that cat a question, and she would look at me and meow, and I could tell her meows. It sounds so stupid, but I could tell the difference. And there was one night in particular, that she was on the bed. I was sitting on the floor leaning up against the bed, and she was facing away from me, and I blew on her and moved my head back real quick, and she turned and looked at me and then looked away, and I did it 2 more times, and the 3rd time she kept staring at me, and like, this mother, you know, she messing with me. I know, and it was the funniest thing she ever did. But we got each other, you know, and that's why I felt like it was my responsibility that when I found out I had to put her down, I had to be the one to do it, you know, and it sucked, and it broke me as a person. Matter of fact, Kirsty at one point came home and found me curled up in the fetal position in the middle of our hallway, bawling my eyes out, like clutching my chest. I was having literal chest pains because of it, and it was just, it broke me, you know what I mean? And to this day, I still regret it. But it was one of those, oh damn it, it was one of those significant life events, you know what I mean? And it sounds stupid being a cat, but it was one of those significant life events. Let me pause this for a second and see what some of these comments are. Sean says, what are your 3 favorite games of all time? So I really like the first Last of Us. I shouldn't say I'm halfway. I'm like a quarter of the way through the second one, and I'm not as into the second one as I was the first one. I think if you've played both of them, you understand why. But I really like the first Last of Us. That's my favorite video game of all time as of now. After that, I've got to go Jedi Outcast, man. KOTOR's on this list too. I think KOTOR's number 3. But Jedi Outcast for me was a game that I grew up on PC and absolutely fell in love with it. I was able to do a bunch of the mod stuff. I loved Kyle Katarn as a character. I fell in love with that game. Jedi Academy's up there too. I was excited for the sequel. I don't even know where I'm going right now. Where am I supposed to... this way. And, yeah, so Jedi Academy's under, and I think KOTOR is going to be number 3. Just because of the storytelling element of it. It was just a game that I lost myself in, you know, and you could actually explore the galaxy, and you had your own ship. You could fly anywhere you wanted. It was a story that I enjoyed, and a story that I connected with that really just did it for me, and I really loved. Oh, the ATST's coming up. Shit. I just absolutely loved it. Let's see here. Jamie says, 100% know the feeling. I lost my dad when I was 7, and since then everything kind of fell apart because he was like my idol. He got me into Star Wars. Oh man! And now that I'm in it, I don't really stay in touch with anyone but my brothers and the stepdad. Yeah, I know the feeling. I lost my dad when I was 23. I was in the military at the time. As a matter of fact, I had just come back from... Oh, I did not... I need to do this. I had just come back from deployment, and I came home for 3 weeks of leave, and then my dad drove back... We lived in Ohio at the time, and I was stationed in Fort Bliss, which is El Paso, Texas. We drove back together. He spent the 4-day weekend with me, and then he flew back on a Sunday, and he died... 2 days later on Tuesday. So I had to turn around and go right back home for his funeral. I mean, it was just that sudden, you know what I mean? And I'll get into the story of that in the future, somewhere down the line, about what happened and everything. Because there's this huge, drawn-out, drama-filled fucking story to it that involves my mother. That's just absolutely horrible. But I know the feeling, man. It sucks, and I'm sorry you don't have your dad, man. If you get... Look, not to get deep, not to get real dark, but if you guys still have your dad out there, call him tonight and say hi, because you're not going to have him forever, man. And trust me, it sucks losing your dad. It sucks, especially now that I'm a father and I have my own son. It makes me think about my dad a lot more, and I wish he was still here so I could relate to him with a lot, you know, on a bunch of other stuff, you know what I mean? And I'd have something more in common with him now, you know what I mean? So it sucks. Let's see here. Jumps says, The Last of Us 2 is a disaster, honestly. I'm having a hard time getting into it, you know, and I don't want to ruin anything for anybody, but you guys know which plot twist I'm talking about. Pretty close to the beginning of the game. It pissed me off. All right, let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can do this. Here we go. Hang on a second. Let's take out this ATS real quick. Freeze it. Freeze. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Damn it. And red light. Damn, I'm already down. Holy crap, this thing's... Oh, no, get off. God, I hate those things. Red light. There we got it. Going down. Oh, no. And there it goes. Okay. Well, that wasn't such a chore. Let's see. I've played Jedi Academy, but I haven't gotten around to Outcast yet. Academy is actually the sequel to Outcast. Oh, crap. Forgot about the pilot. Academy is the sequel to Outcast. Outcast was amazing. I love Jedi Academy also. You're really good. If you like Academy, you're really gonna like Outcast. Jamie says, I actually like the second Last of Us. No, that's cool, man. The mechanics and everything were much improved in the gameplay too. First one is always best, though. I agree. Had they added some of those concepts from the second one into the... I mean, some of those concepts had been in the first one. The first one would have been amazing. Top to bottom, it would have been hard to beat it.
Nice work out there, kid.
Sean says, Last of Us is a great game, honestly. It has problems, but I thought it was mostly really good. Yeah, no game is perfect, but I love the first Last of Us. Absolutely love it. Jamie says, everything was better with the second Last of Us, but the story for me, yeah. Which is the most important part of that game. The Last of Us storylines have to be story. Like, that's what those games have going for them. Sean says, top 3 games of all time: Fallout New Vegas, Planescape Torment, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, all have literally changed my life. So I never really got into Fallout. I tried getting into Fallout 4 and I had a hard time with it for some reason. It just wasn't my cup of tea. But if you guys like it, awesome. I know Fallout, there's a huge following for Fallout. I know there is.
I think this lifestyle suits you.
It just didn't do it for me, I don't think.
Fighting that walker seems to have made you more confident.
But Last of Us, man, yeah. So, and KOTOR, yeah. Those are... to me, if a story doesn't have a good... if a game doesn't have a good story, nothing else matters. Because you don't feel compelled to keep playing. You know what I mean?
Rather not talk about it.
It's just... if the story's not there, what's the point? Then you're just hitting buttons and watching colors on screen. You want to immerse yourself in the story, you know what I mean?
Why'd you choose to stop using the Force?
When the Purge started, and our...
Oh. I shouldn't say off topic, but have to do with Jedi Fallen Order. I mentioned it on the last game night I did with Fallen Order, episode 1 of Game Night. There's a prequel comic to the game called Jedi Fallen Order Dark Temple. It happens well before the Clone Wars. I think it happens during the Clone Wars, actually, now that I think about it. Could be wrong. I have to go back and look. I'm pretty sure it happens during the Clone Wars, but it's Seer with Cordova, and they're going on a mission together, kind of like that Master and Apprentice thing we were talking about earlier. It's a 5-issue run. You guys should be able to find it on TPB here before long, so definitely go check that one out too. Cal's not in it or anything like that. This story is completely disconnected. It's basically a Jedi Fallen Order comic, basically because Seer and Cordova are in it. Grandmaster's on. What's going on, brother? The Grandmaster has arrived. How's it going, man? Jamie says my top 3 have to be Kingdom Hearts 2, The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess, and The Last of Us. Ooh, you know what? You brought up Zelda. I was the generation that grew up on Super Nintendo. Link to the Past, man. I've played Link to the Past through so many times. I fell in love with that game.
We can't let the sacrifice of those closest to us.
Absolutely love Link to the Past. Twilight Princess was good too, though. It really was. I haven't gotten into Kingdom Hearts yet, but I have a buddy. My buddy Kyle is really big into Kingdom Hearts. I know he really likes it. Well, guys, we've been playing for like 2 hours, man. We've been having some great conversation about Star Wars. We basically beat Zepho for the first time on and I didn't think it was going to take 2 hours to do it, but God, man, damn it, we did it. So I think this is a good stopping point, man. So, guys, remember, there's not going to be a podcast this week. I did this video in lieu of the podcast. But there will be one next week. I'll make sure it's an extra huge episode. If you guys want to get a question on the podcast, I'm going to make sure to focus on mailbag questions on the next episode. If you guys want to get a question on, shoot it to me in an email at StarWarsCanonPodcast@gmail.com. I'll go through and pick a bunch out. I've got mailbag questions out the ass, so I think we're going to end up doing a big mailbag episode. And I think I'm going to try to get Mark on. Mark Tully from War of the Stars on. I think I'm going to try to get him on there as well. So keep an eye out for that podcast next weekend. So this coming Tuesday, we're going to be doing another game night. I think we're going to be playing, what were we playing? Battlefront. I think we're going to keep doing going on the Battlefront 2 campaign. And we're going to see if we can wrap that up pretty quick. I think once we beat the campaign, we're just going to do some multiplayer stuff so we can just bullshit and talk about Star Wars stuff, and I'm not getting my ass handed to me by goats. So we're going to be getting through the Battlefront 2 campaign pretty quick, and then we'll be getting through this pretty quick. But once Squadrons comes out, hopefully I'm going to have my PSVR set by then. Definitely going to try to do that game in VR. We're definitely going to be doing Vader Immortal when it comes out, so keep an eye out for that. Also, I'm so ready for Vader Immortal, man. So, guys, thank you again for tuning in. I had a blast talking with you guys. This is why I do this, so I talk about... I live in a small town of 1,000 people. I'm really the only guy in town that really likes Star Wars. I don't get to talk to anybody about Star Wars except you guys, so that's why I do this. Thank you guys for tuning in. I've had a blast. And until next time, guys, this is Brian signing off. Y'all have a good night. May the Force be with you guys. Mm.